Okay, it's the moment everybody's been waiting for. Nvidia's numbers are out, and you guys can see it's been quite volatile after the bell as expected. So we have to break down the numbers, the charts, what I'm looking to do, and everything that essentially you need to know. But first, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs, and let me roll up my sleeves for this video, guys. It's going to be a good one. Let's get into it. So they reported earnings per share on an adjusted basis of 89 cents. That beat the 84 cents expected, and sales came in at 39.33 billion, which also beat the 38.04 billion expected. And they see Q1 26 revenue of about $43 billion, which is plus or minus, they're saying, plus or minus $43 billion versus the $41.75 billion expected. So they beat EPS, beat revenue. Q1 guidance is very good here, and we'll dive into the actual earnings release in a second. We'll take a look at that. But overall, man, just looking at that, they did pretty well, right? Data revenue for Q4 came in at $35.6 billion. That beat the $34.2 billion expected, and gaming revenue missed by a pretty big margin, $2.5 billion versus $3.02 billion. And it looks like here professional visualization revenue $511 million versus, let's see, $505 expected. Auto revenue at $570 versus $461 million expected. So pretty good. They beat all across the board except for gaming revenue, which honestly, does anybody really care about that miss? Not really. Let's be honest here. And we can see the stock is slightly in the red after the bell now. We closed at 131. We closed up about 4%. Now we're down to 130, and we're holding it by a thread. Potentially more downside, but it's still too early to tell. Obviously, the earnings are fresh off the press, guys. They just came out, and on the 4-hour, we're still pretty much in this window that we have been. These earnings, at least as of now, have not pushed the stock in any definitive direction. So we'll see how that plays out over the coming days. But that's a quick rundown on the headline numbers and a quick look here at the charts. Honestly, nothing much has changed on the charts. That's the reality here, guys. So let me pull up the earnings release. And while I do this, guys, make sure to join my email list. I'm not sure if you knew, but I have a free email list, and I send out my top stocks weekly every single week. That's what weekly means, right, guys? And it's free, so you might as well get in there, guys. It is a no-brainer. So we can see here, this is the actual investor or the release on the investor relations page. Nvidia announces fiscal financial results for the fourth quarter and fiscal 2025, and we can see some brief numbers here in the headline. Record quarterly revenue of $39.3 billion, up 12% from the last quarter and 78% from a year ago. Record quarterly data center revenue of $35.6 billion. We just saw that. That's up 16% quarter over quarter. And 93% from a year ago. And get this, guys, record full year revenue of $130.5 billion, up 114% year over year. Think about that, man. Unfreaking believable. So let's see. Let's see some of the highlights here and what they're saying about Blackwell. Blackwell is obviously big. We can see the CEO of Nvidia here said demand for Blackwell is amazing as reasoning AI adds another scaling law. Increasing compute for training makes models smarter, and increasing compute for long thinking makes the answer smarter. That's what he said. He also said, we've successfully ramped up the massive scale production of Blackwell AI supercomputers, achieving billions of dollars in sales in its first quarter. AI is advancing at light speed as agentic AI and physical AI set the stage for the next wave of AI to revolutionize the largest industries. And This next line here is pretty funny. Nvidia will pay its next quarterly cash dividend of a whopping penny per share on April 2nd, which is coming up here to all shareholders on record or of record on March 12th. So, yeah, 1 cent. I don't even know why they pay a dividend. They might have to, or they don't have to, but I guess they want to be a dividend-paying company and eventually grow that over time. All right, that makes sense. But, yeah, I mean, who cares about the dividend, really? Not a big deal. I guess it's just the tiny cherry on top. Okay, not bad. So we can see NVIDIA's outlook for the first quarter of fiscal 2026 is as follows. Let me zoom in here and show you guys so we can get a better look at this. So revenue is expected to be $43 billion. We said that a couple of minutes ago, plus or minus 2%. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins are expected to be 70.6 and 71% respectively, plus or minus 50 basis points. And let's see, GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to be approximately $5.2 billion and $3.6 billion, respectively. Excuse me. And let's see, I want to look deeper into the data center revenue here. These are all the highlights, by the way, and you can easily see this for yourselves, guys. Go to NVIDIA Investor Relations, and you can read through this more in-depthly for yourselves. But like I said, fourth quarter record revenue for the data centers, $36.5 billion, up 16% from the last quarter, 93% from a year ago. And full year revenue rose to a record $115 billion for the data centers. That's up 142% year over year, which is nuts. And of course, NVIDIA will serve as a key technology partner for the $500 billion Stargate project. We obviously already know about that. So these are a bunch of different highlights. We can see, from the last quarter, they said they revealed that cloud service providers, AWS, CoreWeave, Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure are bringing NVIDIA GB200 systems to cloud regions around the world to meet surging customer demand for AI. That's huge. They revealed that more than 75% of the systems on the top 500 list of the world's most powerful supercomputers are powered by NVIDIA technologies. Talk about a stat there, guys. That's pretty nuts. And in terms of gaming and PC, we know that they struggled a bit there. They missed. It's actually down 22% from the previous quarter and down 11% year over year. But full year revenue rose 9% actually for the segment. Not bad, to $11.4 billion. And they announced the new GeForce RTX 50 series graphics cards and laptops powered by the NVIDIA Blackwell architecture, delivering breakthroughs in AI-driven rendering to gamers, creators, and of course, developers. And on top of that, which we talked about, they launched the GeForce RTX 5090 or 5090 and 5080 graphics cards, delivering up to a 2x performance improvement over the prior generation. That's big here, guys. And these are the other segments. We got professional visualization. We talked about that. Not much money coming there, guys, but it's growing decently. Full year revenue rose 21% to $1.9 billion, and automotive and robotics is definitely one worth watching. Growing pretty quickly, although the number is still small. Fourth quarter automotive revenue was $570 million, up 27% from just the last quarter, guys, and up 103% from a year ago. And full year revenue rose 55% to $1.7 billion. Pretty good there for automotive revenue, guys. Yeah, there you have it. I mean, we can't go crazy in depth and everything here, but that's a quick little rundown on the earnings. I would say they were solid, and the guidance was, strong. And the stock, going back to it here, is trying to digest the earnings. We're chopping around a little bit, not picking distinct direction quite yet, but I think in the coming days that will change, at least in my opinion, guys. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking now. We can see we're chopping around the low 130s. The pre-market is going to be telling tomorrow. If we're gapping up to the mid 130s tomorrow in the pre-market, we start breaking out of there, yeah, maybe a lot more upside could be around the corner. So what do you guys think about Nvidia, their numbers? I'm pumped. Personally, you guys know I'm long. I own the stock. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. We're almost, well, not almost, but we're on the road to 100K subs here, and get your 30 stocks from Moomoo. Deposit at least $100. You get 5 stocks. Using that link down below, deposit at least $2,000. You get 25 more stocks, and your uninvested cash now will earn up to 8.1% APY, which, guys, I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. So use that link right down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.